everyone, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching the channel as always. Product review time. This is my most expensive product review to date. This is a Launch CRP919E OBD2 scanner. This is for like moderate to heavy automotive work. It'll do a bunch of things. I think it'll test modules, and you can isolate stuff to figure out if like solenoids are clicking on and off like they're supposed to. I think you can cycle the AC compressor and a lot of other things that you can do manually through this, and it'll give you communication and feedback. So we're talking about some serious stuff here, and you know that is some serious stuff when we're talking about something that's around $400 to $450 in terms of a scanner here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of messing around before we actually go in depth for it. I will show you the opening and the process of just starting everything up and doing the VIN registration and all that for your car. If you are interested in this product, I have the link down below. Click on that Amazon link. Helps me out a little bit too if y'all use that link. If you are interested in this product, we'll try and go as in-depth as possible on it and see what we can find to hopefully give you an idea of, is this something that, number one, I need, and number two, doesn't do what I need it to do, especially for the price point. So let's go ahead and get started with the review. Real quickly, I wanted to show you packaging inside the carrying case here. And on this side, it's a nice durable plastic case. I know if you're doing mobile automotive work, that would be good for you to have. Pretty big, relatively large tablet, pretty thick. You have your diagnostic connector on the side there. And we have a stand here as well. So that's super nice. And then when we look on this side, we have all your instruction manuals, which I'll probably do a little bit of research on. And then you have all of your other connectors too. You got a USB-C in order to charge it or hook it up. Probably got to do that first. Probably got to download a software update before we even get out to the car. So we have some sort of locking plug device. This looks like a, what would this be? Is this an adapter? Oh, okay. So this would be one of them, since they sell it in a bunch of different countries, I think this would be the European plug adapter right here. Not sure what country that would be associated with, but that's nice to have. That's actually nice to have. If you're going to go to a foreign country, you can plug a USB in. That thing will do what it needs to do. Well, unexpected bonus. This is your regular United States power adapter. USB, let's see, we got our OBD2 plug-in. USB-C plug-in. What I'm going to do is get the USB-C plugged in. I'm going to make sure all the software updates are downloaded. If I find anything with that, I will put that on this video, and if not, I'll catch you in the car. Decided to film a startup process here, so it's launching now. Sorry for the pun. And it's going to load. So now it's loaded. It says welcome to CRP919E. This thing was already 94% out of the out of the box, which is awesome. So technically I can take it off the charger. We're going to just go through the setup process here. Touchscreen, time zone. Looks like some of the generic stuff that we're talking about here. New York is good enough. I'm in the Eastern time zone, and we got Wi-Fi networks and stuff. So I'm going to do my Wi-Fi setup, and I'll be right back with y'all. I do want to say that setup was like 3 minutes. What was it? Wi-Fi network,
is where I left y'all off. And then it asks for you to put your email and shop name and stuff like that. So you can see down here we've got an upgrade software. We have 2 years from the time that I did this, and so we can, looks like we've got stuff that we can update for, well, a lot of stuff actually. So what I've got Honda. Ooh, so we're just going to select all of them because look at all this stuff. And you have 2 years of this for free. So that's a super good deal. It's going to do its thing, and we'll be back. I will join y'all in the car next after all this stuff gets installed. So let's see what we can get into here. This is the main menu. I tried the auto diagnose. So you pop in here and you can see if it'll auto detect the VIN. It did not auto detect it. I can enter it manually though. We'll get into that in just a second. We'll go into the OBD2 portion of it now. This is my wife's Lexus just because it has more modules and stuff on it than everything else that I drive here, since it's on everything that I drive is about 20 years old and this car's about 8. So it's done its scan. We've got the VIN there, status is off, all the monitors are completed, and all the typical stuff here. So if we click the OK button, we can read live data, and we could actually test all of this. Catalyst, temperature. You can check up to 57 of these. Throttle actuator control. Distance traveled since the DTCs were cleared. That might be interesting to see. Coolant temperature, RPM. What have we got? Equivalence ratio. There's some stuff that I don't even know in here. Fuel, air, ignition timing advance. Intake air. Long-term fuel trims. Manual trans neutral gear status. Wow. Oxygen sensor. A lot of oxygen sensor stuff. Short-term fuel bank. Speed sensor. Does not have misfires, which is weird. Ignition timing advance. Equivalence ratio. Engine run. So we'll press OK. Data stream. So let's see. Let's start the car up. Alright, so it is recycled. You can see it's coming up pretty quickly. The catalyst temperature. Catalyst temperature bank 2. Pardon the shadows here. Throttle actuator 19%. If I blip it, you can see it goes up accordingly. It has been 65,000 miles since the codes were cleared. No miles while it's activated. Coolant temperature's coming up. Engine RPM, you can give it some gas, it'll come up to 1600. Intake air temperature is about the ambient temperature for now. You have your long-term fuel trim, and then it shows you the sensor. Really cool. We could record this if we wanted to. So we can record this. You can stop the record. Enter the file name. This is just, we'll just call it test. And I think what it'll do, recorded has been successfully. If we go to report, we can save reports. So we've got all that going on. Really cool. I don't see any like misfire counters or something. Number of DTC stored, let's see. 0. There's the catalyst bank. It's already up to 757 degrees. Really neat. Control operation of onboard component system. Oh, this might be interesting. The test conditions are not met. Okay. New vehicle information. I think what I've got to do is manually enter the VIN number into this, and maybe it'll work. So, battery voltage, you can see it's charging like it needs to. Settings, if we go into settings, we've got general stuff here. Time zone, language, workshop information, expiration date. That's really cool. Data should show the reports. Diagnostic report, we can delete that. Bunch of stuff here. Diagnostic record, this is a test. What you could do, let's see. That was everything that we did on the test. Delete the report. And there's a way that you can also email these reports and stuff too. So local report. I might file one report and see if we can work on it a little bit to email it to me. What I'm going to do next, I'm trying to give y'all as much of an in-depth thing as possible. We're going to see if this auto detect VIN scan will work now that I have the engine on. And if it doesn't, I'll manually enter the VIN. Oh, we might have something. Okay, so I had the engine on in order for this to detect the VIN number. And it has identified it. A 2015 Lexus. It's an ES350. We're going to scan it. And we're going to see what happens. So let's see, Europe and other, 17 pin Toyota DLC. Shoot, I don't even know about this. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, here we go. Transmission, cruise control. Ooh, maybe we can turn on the cruise control. Yes. Well, we can see like cruise control information here. There's signal output, okay. No. DLC. I'm just going to mess around with this a little bit more, see if I can show y'all some stuff. I think I've shown most of the basic functions of what this can do so far. Now we're going to get a little bit more in depth. Alright, so what I had to do is go to set area, North America. I have set area, now I'm going to the 16 pin DLC here. We're going to do others. This is showing what this is. It's got the 2GRFE V6, 2015, 157,000 miles, 6 cylinders. Okay. It's going to do the test and we'll see what comes up. Oh, it's about to be done. We'll see what comes up. Alright, so it's doing its thing. Doing a big health report here. This is what it's doing. Auto leveling. No fault codes. I mean, this is going through a bunch of stuff here. Oh, we got one fault code for the passenger door or something. We'll see what that says. At least we got something. But, you know, Lexus doing Lexus things. No codes, no code. So we've got professional diagnostics report, abnormal. So we've got a power window switch of passenger side door malfunction. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. But there's literally not a thing else wrong with this thing, which is crazy. So we've got another one here. Right front center sensor, intuitive parking system. Here we go. See, look at there. It told me to clean the park sonar. I have had an issue with that. So look at that. So code assist. Let's look at this parking sensor here. Has no record. Car is a little dirty right now too. So it's not showing any records or anything. So, but it does show me that the front right center sensor is the one giving me issues. So how about that? See what else we got. Everything else is ready. So that's awesome. What we'll do, so disclaimer, share. Sure, diagnostic report of Toyota. Let's send it. And this will send the email to what we need here. So and let's just clear the codes. See if anything comes back. Watch it. I wonder if this will work now. No. So so everything's cleared, and I'm sure it'll come back. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. What I'm going to do now is see if I can figure out how to do things like turning the radio and stuff on and off. Once I figure that out, I'll let y'all know, and then we'll wrap this video up. The thing I want to do is do as much in-depth stuff as possible here so that y'all can see what all is going on with this, because this is a pretty expensive product, and I want y'all to be satisfied with what you get. Alright, so I am back. I've got just the ignition on now. OBD2, and what we're doing, it's going to do this process. So it's found the CAN bus. No, I don't want to end it. So it found this CAN bus and it matched. And now what we're going to do is full protocol scanning. And all these are going to fail. So we'll let all these fail, but I think when we go up here to the OBD2 ISO CAN bus protocol, what'll happen is, just let these last two fail real quick. We'll be able to match this and then be able to get a bunch of like OBD diagnostics and stuff. So match, it's in the process, and so it's showing 57 data streams supported. We'll go through, so ready status of current driving period. As I don't think I have the engine on at this point. Ready status after DCC's cleared. Everything's ready, which is great. Reading freeze frame, control operation of onboard component system. We're going to send commands. Huh, interesting. EVAP leak test. That's what it's doing. Live data. We've already been through here, I think. doing some stuff. Reading fault codes, no fault codes, okay. Onboard monitoring test. So it's showing all of this stuff here. Exhaust gas, catalyst bank. And it was doing a test. It's testing the catalyst banks, and that test is okay. Oh, we got VBT monitor bank. It's tested that, and it's okay. Heater monitor, okay. Everything's going to be okay here. Catalyst monitors, okay. Purge flow, I mean, everything is good here because we got misfire counters. This is where you can find your misfire counters, so that's really nice. So again, we've got quite a bit of stuff here. We can read stuff with the engine control. Man, I'm just scratching the surface when it comes to this. So I'm just trying to show you all what all it can do on certain vehicles. So I hope y'all have grasped what all it can do here, and we'll go ahead and wrap this video up, unless I can figure out how to like manually control like the AC clutch and things like that. But that may not be supported on Japanese makes. You may be having to get into like Audis and stuff like that to do that. Just in case, I wanted to show y'all some other things here. I plugged it up to my 2002 Camry. The auto detect did not work, but when I went down to Toyota, it did. So we've got the Toyota version here. Sorry for the shaky camera, I'm just kind of stuck here in the car. So it's doing its thing. We're doing the 16-pin DLC in North America, and it's going to read the VIN. This does have a check engine code, so we're going to see what's going on with it real quick. It's going to read the VIN. We got a Camry. It's a made in Kentucky. There's the... Didn't find the VIN, but it found the car. 2002, 4-cylinder. And then we're going to let it run the vehicle data. It should have a little bit less data than the Lexus. So, what have we got? Health report. We'll let the health report run here, see what codes come out on this, and we'll be right back. Well, we might be almost done here. Remember, there's not as many modules on these older cars, so we're probably not going to be able to pull as much information out of it. Catalyst efficiency below threshold. Remember all the modules that we had on the Lexus? We've only got 4 on this thing. So again, we can input the VIN here, but what we could also do, we're not going to clear the code just yet, because what we're going to do, well, I don't even know what all this stuff is, but ADAS system selection, what we got, powertrain, cruise control, automatically implemented on engine ECU. So read data streams. So we can read data streams right through here too. Cruise control main switch. So cancel switch. So it's going to do its things. Watch, I'll turn the cruise control switch on. The main switch. Maybe it won't. Let's see, cruise control. See that? Cruise control main switch. It should show that it's off, and now it's on. There you go. It's just not keeping up with me. So, but it'll show you that it's on and off. That's really cool. Really, really cool. Stoplight switch. Let's see if that works here. Gotta get my leg in here, guys. Sorry. So, in theory, if I put the brake on, look at that. Stoplight switch on, off, on, off. We're only scratching the surface here, guys. I could go on for hours with this. I think there's one thing I want to show y'all with the check engine light, and I will be done after this. So we've gotten in, I think we've identified what we've got here vehicle wise. I went into the health report of the car. Again, I think we went through this menu already. Okay. So I identified the car, kind of just had to go down to Toyota on that diagnose menu. We're going to do we do system selection, powertrain, engine, okay. And we got a lot more detailed stuff from this than when I was in the Lexus, probably because I'm learning this. But if we want to read or data stream, we can do actuation test too. And then here's all of this stuff that you can look up. Shifting, fuel pump, purge solenoid. You can test all this stuff, it looks like. Magnetic clutch relay. On, off. Park. So it's monitoring data, scanning the data stream, and let's see what comes about here. So these are all of our codes that we can look. Accelerator pedal. So we've got our cylinder misfire count that we can look at here. EGR, we can select OK. Man, I'm only scratching the surface on this thing. This is crazy. So watch this. Let's crank this thing up. So, no misfires, obviously. But I think when I turn the AC on, that should turn on there. Okay. Off. It turned the AC off by itself. Check that out. And the AC is blinking now. That's really cool. So you can almost force the AC to turn itself on. And then so it's literally being controlled by the OBD scanner right now. That's really neat. I knew it would do it. I just wanted to see if I could figure it out. And now so it's showing some weird stuff because I've got it plugged into the... So I can force it on, which is really neat. And force it off. How about that? I knew I could do that. That's one of the things I was looking for. That's really cool. So, and of course I've got a blinking AC light now because I did that. We'll go ahead and clear fault memories now. I could have read all the fault codes, but let's see if anything comes back. Remember, they didn't have a lot of stuff on this, so no trouble codes, but it'll come back because I've got this thing burns a little oil, and I think the AC is a little messed up on, or not the AC, but a catalytic convertible messed up on it. And the AC is working like it's supposed to now that we're not doing the test anymore. How about that? That's awesome. I think that's a good way to wrap this video up. And I'll give a quick little on-cam wrap.
So, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, is this worth it? For somebody like me who does just working on their own cars here at home and not moderate to heavy automotive work, I can usually get by with just OBD scanner or just the regular cheap stuff. But I do want to say this much. Whenever you're isolating a problem, like, say, let's take the Lexus for example. Whenever I was trying to find the fault codes for the parking sensors, it told me the exact sensor that was having the issue, the front right and the middle, which was great. You could be going around all of the sensors to figure out what's going on, and that would be more time consuming. This thing right here pinpointed exactly which one it was. And also, just for example, like I had on the Toyota, we can isolate and actually control ourselves things like cycling the AC compressor, like purge solenoids, fuel injectors pulsing, and things like that. Things that a lower level scanner will not do. This will do. So I feel like I've only scratched the surface on this. I hope y'all have gotten something out of this, especially if you're looking to purchase this product. I don't do automotive work on a day-to-day basis, so I may not be the best person to review it, but you can see, even for just somebody who works on lawn equipment, doesn't really do a bunch of stuff with cars, popping into the car, I had a little bit of a learning curve, but overall we were still picking it up pretty quickly. I spent maybe about an hour or so in between filming and doing all of that here on this device. Really cool device. Battery life is exceptional. I don't think it ever came off of 100% the whole time I was out there dabbling with it on the cars. So that's a really big plus. And you just have to determine whether it's worth the $400 and some change to buy this. Do you do enough work to warrant purchasing a higher end scan tool like this? Because that's what it is. You get what you pay for here. You get a lot in this scanner. So just consider that before purchasing. If you run a small shop, if you do, like if you buy auction cars or have a small car dealership, or probably, you know, do this on the side where you may turn around maybe like 4 or 5 cars a year or something like that. This right here, whenever you're going to buy a car also, may really help you out in terms of trying to figure out like simple information like we found on the Lexus. How long had it been since the check engine light had been cleared? Over 65,000 miles. Really cool just info that you can get off of this in many different circumstances, especially if you do even moderate work with vehicles. Like I said, even if you're just turning around like 3 or 4 cars a year or something, just doing it on the side, buying auction cars. You don't have to be a full-on dealership. You get the software updates for 2 years and all that stuff too. So a lot of pluses of this. You just have to determine, and hopefully through this review video, I've helped you figure out if it would be worth the money for you. If it is worth the money, I do have the link in the description below. It links to my Amazon Associates page. Just use that to buy it. Helps me out a little bit too. If I didn't think this was a good product, I wouldn't tell you. My thing is, number one, it is a good product, especially once you learn kind of the menus and how to navigate it. There is a little bit of a learning curve with that. But once you get that figured out, I think you're really going to enjoy it. And I may I may keep this around too. Really impressed with it. So thank you, Launch, for sending this to me, for allowing me to give it a proper review. Thank you again for watching this product review here on Ellis Mowers, and I will catch y'all on the next video. And if you have any questions about this product, I can do my best to answer them. You can reach out to me, ellis@ellismowers.com, and also on my Instagram and Facebook. Y'all take care. Thank you again.